welcome to my channel once again. It's been a while I recorded a video on this channel. Yes, simply because I've been busy of late doing some one or two stuff, but I'm back. So today I'm going to record a video on how to configure static routing in Cisco or using Cisco routers. So routing is simply in a layman's term, how packet is routed over the internet or how packet moves over the internet. Yeah, so assuming you have a head office or a headquarters and branches, and you have maybe two routers that you configure, two Cisco routers that you configure, and you want them to communicate, there are different types of routing protocols that you can use. So we have the RIP, we have static, we have OSPF, then we have EIGRP. So today we're going to look at how we can configure static routing, and over the weeks we'll look at the other types of routing as well. So if today is your first time, I had IT. I mean, we teach people technology ranging from networking, server management, software development, and data analysis. And if you are new here, please like the videos and also share with others. Now at least I know say at the end of the video you can learn something IT. You can also go through my videos for tutorials on other IT domains. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's get straight into the classroom. Okay, into yaba your classroom. Into we are going to look at static routing. Into from the intro, no, I said routing is the process of forwarding data between different networks using a router. And we are going to look, there are different types of routing, but we are going to look at static routing. So static routing, administrator manually defines routes between networks, and also best for small networks. So if it's a small network, I can use static routing. Then the disadvantage is it's not scalable and it requires manual update. Into practically, assuming say we are network engineers, now your company procure Cisco devices, now almost say you configure them with static routing. How do we do that? Into first of all, we will need two routers. Into I pick two routers here. Then I pick a switch, which we will use in our local setup. Then I pick edge devices, which we're going to use into two pieces. Then we connect our cables. So I'll use the copper straight through. So I connect to this, the 0/0 interface. Then I come here and connect to the gigabit interface. Then on my switch to I use FE1. I'm connect here my PC. Okay, so the next network to we have to configure it or connect our cables, because before you can do any settings, you need to connect your cables first. Okay, until let's assume say this is our HQ headquarters. Then we have a branch here. So branch, yeah. In this scenario, no, the company has two branches, the headquarters and branch one. But it could be say maybe you have a server here that hosts an application, but your company wants you to connect the two branches so that those within this network can access the server here or the software being hosted in the headquarters. And I say maybe file sharing, so that they will be able to share files within the network, or even when there is a printer. Let's assume that we have a printer here, then also another printer here. People can easily issue remote printing command and it will come to the printer. Okay, so let's say maybe This is the scenario that we want to achieve. Okay, so between the two branches now, we can use a serial connector. But this Cisco router doesn't have a serial port. Until I'll just come to the interface, then I use this, let me see, yeah, this serial. So let me put this here and put it back on. So mostly Cisco routers have space that you can add peripherals if they are not there. Okay, so I put them here. No, I have to put it off first before you can add a hardware. Okay, then I put it back on. Okay, so now we have the serial interfaces that we can connect. Then, if it's a new router, you may need a PC with a console cable to do the settings. Until let's simulate it like it's a real world something that we are doing. Right. So at the headquarters too, you go there with your PC, then your console cable. So mostly Cisco routers can be configured with console cables. Right. Until now, let's try to document our network. So this network will be on 192.168.1.0/24. Then this network will be on 192.168.2.0/24. Yeah, so that will be the network for this. Within this setup, this will be the network. Then here too, this will be the network. I'll just make a copy of this, and within the backbone or the connection between the two routers too, I'll use the network 3, then 30. Okay, right. So now let's assign our IP addresses. Then to the PCs, 192.168.1. Let's say 100. Then here too we have 192.168.2.100. Then here on this interface, the interface that goes out, 192.168.3.1/30. Okay, it's there already. Then this will also have 192.168.3.2. all right, so this will also be the IP for this interface and this interface as well. All right, then on this interface too, we will have 2.1. that will be the interface that connects to the local network at HQ. Then 192.168.2.1 will be the IP address of the router's interface that connects to the local area network at head office, at branch office. So we are doing static routing. Okay, so I think our documentation is done. We can do our configuration. So as I said, if it's a new Cisco router, you need a console cable and another computer to do the configuration. So you just come here, then you use a terminal. So on a real world, we have terminal applications that you can use. Like common one is PuTTY. Then also in Windows, you can enable Telnet and use the command prompt in Windows. Apple also has their own terminal software. Okay, so would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? This is an automated way, but I want to do it manually, so I'll choose no. So first of all, you enter the privilege mode, then config T or configure terminal. Okay, let me just type in full. Okay, so first of all, we are configuring the HQ network. So the router, I'll give it a host name of, let's say, R1, or we can call it HQ. Let me use HQ. Alright, so that's the name that we've given to the router. But I will not set any password because this is just training purpose. But on the production, you need to set a password for the router. Okay, then let me configure the interface. So I'll enter the interface Gen0/0. That's the interface that connects to the HQ LAN or local network. Then I give it an IP address of 192.168.1.1, then a subnet of 255.255.255.0. Okay, then I put it up, so no shutdown. By default, the interface is off, it's shut down. So after the configuration, you need to bring it up by passing this command, else it will still be offline even though you've configured your IP addresses. Okay, so now it's up. Then let me exit and do WR to save the configuration. So the initial configuration is saved. So let me configure the PC. So I'll click on this PC, go to desktop, IP configuration 192.168.1.100, subnet 255.255.255.0. Then the gateway will be the IP address of the router. Okay, so this PC is configured. So now let's try to ping the PC from the router. So you have to exit to this mode. So ping 192.168.1.100. Let's see if there will be a response. Yeah, it's successful. So in this local network, there is communication between the router and the PC. So we are done here for the first part. Okay, so let's move. Let me give the printer an IP as well. So configure, then the printer will have on this interface IP address 192.168.1. Let's say 110. Then this subnet. Right, so the printer to, let's see if we can print from this PC to the printer. Yes, it's successful. So this network is set up. Now let's come here and set up this network as well. So I will use the terminal again to configure the second router at HQ. Okay, so no. All right, en conf t. So conf t means configure terminal. Then I will go to the interface. No, let me give it a host name first. So host name branch. Okay, so there is a branch router. Then I go to the interface, gigabit interface 0/0. So Gen0/0 means gigabit interface 0/0. Right, then I give it an IP address of 192.168.2.1, then a subnet of 255.255.255.0. Then I make sure I bring it up, so no shutdown. It's up. Then so we are done here. Let me exit and do WR to save the configuration. Then let me come to the PC and give it an IP address. So 192.168.2.100. Then the gateway will be the IP of the router. That's the interface that connects to the LAN in the branch office 2.1. Okay, so let's see if we can ping. So I'll exit. Right, so ping 192.168.2.100. Okay, successful. So meaning this network is also set. So let me give the printer an ID as well. So there is a network printer. So 192.168.2. Let's say 110. Yeah. So there is a network printer. So let's see if I can print from here. Okay, yeah, it's successful. So now we are done setting up the both local area network within the HQ and also within the branch office. But then our task is to connect these two networks so that communication can be done from HQ to branch. So we've already added our serial interfaces. So we just pick a serial port, a serial cable, we connect it to the serial ports. Then we need to configure that interface with an IP address as well. So I will do this from here. So conf terminal, configure terminal, then interface S0/0/0. Then I give it an IP address of 192.168.3.1. Then it's 255.255.255.252. It's 252 because we are connecting only two devices. So we need only two IPs. And it's also a security feature, because if you don't need more than two, there is no need to create empty slots for a lot of IP addresses. Okay, so I'll exit and do WR. So do WR saves the configuration, else when there is lights out, you're going to lose the configuration. So let's assign IP address to this interface as well. So configure terminal interface S0/0/0. This is the interface on the branch router that connects to the HQ router. So IP address 192.168.3.2, then 255.255.255.252. We are done. Then we have to bring up the interface, so no shutdown. Right, but we didn't bring up the interface of this. So you see, even though it has an IP address per this, but when you check the serial 0/0/0, it's still down, even though we've given it an IP address. So you just have to go back there, then bring it up. So I'll go back to interface S0/0/0. Then I do no shutdown to bring it up. Right, so let's check the interface now. Yeah, so all of them are up. So let's see if this router can talk to this router. So I'll just do a ping. Pinging is a network utility command used to check whether there is communication on the network. So ping 192.168.3.2. Right, there is communication. Then let me ping from HQ. No, from branch. Let's ping HQ. Ping 192.168.3.1. Right, there is also communication. But now, even though these two routers are communicating, but devices here cannot talk to devices here. So let's try to ping from HQ. Let's ping this PC and see. So I'll ping 192.168.2.100. So there is no communication there. Right. So let's see what it says. What it's not successful. So success rate is 0%. And look at this, success rate is 100%. So there is no communication. All right, or we can use a PDU. Let's say from this PC to this PC, it failed. when you check here, it says what? Failed. Then from this PC to this PC2, it says failed. Meaning, even though the routers can communicate on the serial ports, but they cannot communicate within the LAN. So what I mean is that branch router, no, the serial interface is there, omutimi communicate, but with the LAN in the branch office cannot talk to the LAN in HQ. The same way the LAN in HQ cannot talk to the LAN in branch office. Then the router, even though communication was serial interfaces, but router we can't talk to this. And the function of a router is to route packets between two or more networks. So this router is not able to route the packet from the HQ LAN to the branch LAN. So this is where routing comes in. And we are going to use static routing to do that. So that will be our next configuration. Okay, until you can set up your network in a way, everything is fine now. So now we need to set up what? The routing. Okay, to configure routing is very simple. You just pass one line of command in both routers. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna do that. In HQ, the network in HQ is what's the network in HQ? The network in HQ is the 1.0 network. Yeah, this one is supposed to be 1. Yes, 1.0 network. Then the network in branch is what? 2.0. In HQ network now, I will say your money who this network, which is 2.0. Now in the branch branch router, and I will say a money who this network. Okay, so let's do that. So what we're gonna do now, in the HQ. So in HQ, what should we do? So you go to config terminal, then you just pass IP route. So IP route 192.168.2.0. So that's the network of what? The branch router. Then subnet 255.255.255.0. So it has to pass through what? It has to pass through the serial interface. And that serial interface is what? On the branch network is this 3.2. Okay, so to go there you need 192.168.3.2. very simple. So all that this line of code means is that if the devices in the LAN in HQ want to communicate with devices in branch LAN, then they have to go to this network through this interface, this serial interface here. As simple as that. Then in the branch router 2, we do the same. So we tell the branch router that if they want to go to IP route, if you want to route to 192.168.1.0, so remember it's the network, not the IP address. 255.255.255.0 pass on 192.168.3.1. okay, sharp. Then I will do WR to save the configuration. In this router too, I'll do WR to save the configuration. So now let's see. Let's show. So we're going to show IP route to C. Right, so this is it. So you see 192.168.3.0, that's the network, is directly connected to this serial. So if this guy wants to go there, it passes through this gateway. Very simple. So let's test connection. So I will do a ping once again from, so let's ping 192.168.2.100. I hope it works. Yeah, so we got success now. So now there is communication between head office and branch LAN. So let's try that from here too. Okay, so ping, that's the PC 192.168.1.100. right, let's ping the router, the printer. The printer is 110. I hope it's 110. Let me check again. Let me check if this printer is, yeah, it's 110, 192.168. Okay, wait. Let's try to issue from here to here. We get success. Then from here to here too, we get success. So let's try print from here to here. It failed. Let's try again. It failed once again. Let me go back and see what is wrong here. Yeah, so I think it needs, we didn't give it a gateway. So 192.168.2.1, that will be the gateway, because before they can talk outside, they need a gateway to work on. 192.168.1.1. yeah, I think now they should be able to print. So from here, let me issue a print command here. I think it's successful now. Yeah, so because there was no gateway set in the printer no, and before say communication can go out, there should be a gateway. Until now it's successful. In this scenario, say if this PC has a file that is shared, this LAN or those at headquarters, ABOB branch office, also a printer at the CEO directly or headquarters, obetumi issue print command from the PC to the printer. Now print it. No be afa command CEO. And now so be ya share file be waha. No be or HQ no person access ya. Obetumi akọ. And now IT for no want to give support from head office to somebody at the branch level. So basically, if you're a network engineer, you should be able to do this. It is open, so as I said, we teach people networking. Until you can contact me if you want to have a private one-on-one. We will teach you practically. I realize a lot of you finish school and you find it difficult on the field because school no you ensure your time and practically because courses ne also. It is open, so if you are interested in networking, the best way is to book a private networking class. No was practically. Symmetrical way, when you go to the field, you can do it. To bet me, I'll link you up if you want to learn. Don't forget to subscribe, and also thank you for watching. Like, share the page, follow me, and also tell others to also follow me. Okay, so see you. Bye.